Ladies and gentlemen, families, friends, and students, the YSU Marching Pride under the direction of John Vanesky and Dr. Stephen Gage, graduate assistants Joseph Gervais and Ron Coulter, undergraduate teaching assistants Dean Moore and Matt Borzeppa, major and dance line advisor Ms. Stacy Walters, and flagline advisor Mrs. Nikki Dispenza, and percussion instructors Ron Coulter and Dean Moore, the Youngstown State University, and the Dana School of Music proudly present
the 2001 Marching Pride. From where we were coming into the season to where we are now, it's been a spectacular rate of progression, and I am extremely happy with the efforts of everybody involved. I'm talking about leadership, I'm talking about the section leaders, the drum majors, and just the general membership, all the leadership that happens within the Pride. That there's no labels on these people. I started teaching at Youngstown State University on a limited service basis. I think it was around 95, 94, 95, I'm not sure. In fact, I was in this office. This was Susan Sexton's office, and I was here in the evenings. I came after, I was the band director at South Range at the time, and I came on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I came and I did jazz ensemble, I think it was 3. Either jazz ensemble 3 or 4. And then after that I would teach applied trumpet lessons for the rest of the evening here. Did that for a few years until my wife was taken ill, and I had to leave. And then in it was the spring of '98, I had resigned my position at Crestwood High School as the director of bands there. It was basically retiring for a little while to take care of my children, and Dr. Gage called and wanted me to consider being part of the part-time staff with the band and helping out with trumpet, just kind of filling the holes there in that limited service, part-time work. And the rest is kind of history, because by the time '98 was complete, there was a brand new position created around me called the Associate Director of Bands. And I guess I've been full-time. I was full-time starting in 1999 in a position that didn't exist before. And I don't know how they did it before they had a full-time position, but they did. It's the testament to Dr. Gage's strength and his artistic talent. But he was basically doing 2 people's job.
That would probably have to be 1999 when we were at the National Championships, and that whole playoff season where we came back 2 times, beat 2 very good teams to make it to the championships, and both those games were here at home, so that was a lot of fun.
My most memorable moment was the band banquet, actually, because it was all of us band members together, and we just had a really great time because we were all there together celebrating, our season with the marching band.
The championship game my freshman year was probably the biggest event that we've done, and it was the most memorable. But there's nothing that I'll forget about this because this band's great.
Every moment is really great. Just being with them in the stands over there, heckling. I think heckling the players. I think that's the best because they really do deserve it. They really do deserve it. And I never get to do that before. That's never allowed. So I'm gonna heckle some more next year too.
Most memorable moment so far was when we played the show in tribute to September 11th, and watching everyone sing America and God Bless America was amazing. I mean, hey, music does everything right here in this stadium.
The most memorable moment, I think, would have to be last year, the playoff game. It was just the greatest experience I've ever had in my life. This year, I'd say, it's the whole thing. I've never experienced anything like this band in my life.
My most memorable moment would have to be the game in which we did our patriotic selections after September 11th. Probably one of the most special musical moments of my entire life.
Most memorable moment of the Marching Pride this year was probably today. That was the first time I've ever seen the Marching Pride live from in the stands. Being in the band for 4 years, I was always on the field. This is the first time I've ever been able to see it up high and actually see what the band looks like, not on videotape. It's quite a different experience seeing it live. It's a great experience. I really liked it.
My most memorable moment was when Kara, one of our pickleball players in our section, we were at that, what was it, WKBN morning show thing, and Pete took his head off, and she started flipping out. She said, "Oh my gosh, I thought Pete was real." She said, "I'm scarred for life." It was so great. That's my most memorable moment.
That was mine too. She stole it from me.
The most memorable moment was Joe Betashevsky always being late to practice.
The most memorable was probably the homecoming game with all of the Phi Mu Alphas and the fraternity that's getting started here, and playing over in the tailgate lot, just going over with the pep band and just collecting food from all the tailgaters over there. It's a lot of fun.
It hasn't actually happened yet. It was when, after this interview, I threw Bob Babbitt down the stadium stairs and watched him lie there.
My most memorable moment of the Pride this year must have to be just going to the games and homecoming week. It was a really close game throughout the first quarter, and then after that, the Penguins just pulled away like they normally do. Instead of this year, if I could think of a most memorable moment throughout my first 2 years, that'd have been last year, the Hofstra game, when they were down and went into double overtime, and number 45 of the Penguins defense jumped up and intercepted the ball, and we won the game, and that took us to the playoffs.
My most memorable moment had to be when the flag line girls and guy came to the Rock at like 10 o'clock at night in the middle of the pouring rain / snow / sleet and painted the Rock until about 1 in the morning.
Something like that.
Yeah, that was my most memorable.
That's fine. My most memorable moment is laying half the band on Luau Day.
My most memorable moment was the icing fights we had during band camp. We chased down half the band and put cake all over them. It was great.
Let me just tell you, this was brought to my attention. I didn't really realize this. This certainly was our intent, but this is the first time that the Pride, at least in my memory, has put together two what I would label artistic shows in one season. I mean, we've changed some facets of shows in the past, but as of tomorrow afternoon, we'll have done two full, what I would call artistic shows. The highlight of the year for me was actually not a show at all. It's when we stood still after the tragedy. We played patriotic music, and 20,000 people sang with us, and we came off to the sideline silently. We stood there, and the crowd gave us a response like we've never had before, and then started chanting USA. it was an overwhelming experience for me, anyway. And I think a lot of the students would agree. We didn't move our feet at all, except to get on the field and off the field.
No, there's been a lot of things that have happened that we all laugh about. Probably the day at band camp when we were all standing in a field in a circle and the sprinklers all came on while we were standing there. So it was great. We all got a little wet that day.
I think our drum major is the funniest thing that happened this season. Not mean that in a bad sense. I just think that they're funny, I guess, yeah.
There were so many funny things that happened in the clarinet section. Many of them revolved around them just teasing the heck out of me. A lot of inside jokes going on were pretty funny, and it's made me laugh a lot this year.
The funniest thing that happened this season, that's a tough one, I don't know. Being a percussionist here in the drum line, we find a whole lot of funny things. I'd say for me, the funniest thing would be the tenor line itself. I don't think we've ever had a tenor line like this. We've changed 4 times, and just the people in it, I think, it's pretty funny to me.
The funniest moment was probably the morning I forgot to wake up for the television broadcast, and Mr. Vanetsky assumed that I was not supposed to be there until I informed him otherwise, in which case I've been made fun of ever since.
The funniest moment for me was probably the day we were learning drill 4 tonight. I got hit 4 times by the saxophone section. I didn't think it was real funny, but the band did. So they got a big laugh out of that. So I guess that was the most amusing part for me.
This year I don't really have one, but my freshman year I threw my flute at a football game and hit a saxophone player in the head. But I didn't have one this year, other than, well, just I'm goofy.
My funniest moment was when Ken was trying to show us how to march and he fell down 3 times on his butt. That was hilarious.
Funniest moments were the excuses that Joe Bedashevsky gave for being late to practice.
Probably harassing Matt Horzempa, the UTA, just harassing him every day, when he walks by, and I just got to point my horn at him the entire time he's walking by and just yelling obscenities to him on the field, and it's a lot of laughs.
A lot of funny stuff, but I think that one of the best ones, and one of the ones that everybody can recognize, is when Ken Brown was, Ken Brown of the Cadets was demonstrating how to march backwards properly, and he took a fall on his butt. It was pretty funny. I'll remember that one for a long time.
Most funniest moment had to be at the game when in the saxophone section, Brandon, it's probably the second game of the year, just agitated this one player so much that he actually got the defensive end to turn around and almost come up into the stands because he was badgering him so much.
The funniest moment for me personally would have to be watching the entire flag line learn drill, especially Cassie and Maria. Yeah, just drill. Drill.
My funniest moment would be Alan's crotch during band camp. He spilled Arby's sauce all over his nice white khakis.
My funniest moment would be when the equipment manager forgot to bring our flags out to us on the field. So we ran over to get them. Alan's running back across the field. You throw a flag to him, next thing you see Alan's feet are in the air and his butt is on the field. The field.
There's so many of those too. We have so much personality from position to position in this band. I mean, there's so many jokesters and so many people that know how to have a good time and to be real light. I think one of the funniest things and I'm thinking in recent times, it just happened when Ken Ken Brown was showing a movement, a transition movement, a backwards march over here to this woodwind section over here, and he was saying how it could be done, and they were arguing that it couldn't be done, and he was trying to show them how it could be done, and he ended up landing flat on his keys. I mean, it was just like, he went right down, and took it in stride, and it was a recent funny moment. We've had dozens and dozens of funny moments on on the staff and also with the students and leadership. We've had a lot of moments of levity. And actually, that was one of the goals of this year, was to just bring that around and bring that into this, because really ultimately what it's all about is not only making music and conveying an artistic image to the crowd, and I think we do that, but it's also to have a good time. And I think we've done that this year. At least I hope we have.
Mr. Vineski is one of the nicest directors that you could have. With Dr. Gage, they make an incredible combination of band directors. We're pretty lucky that we can have him.
Oh, he's a cool guy. I love Mr. Vineski. He's one of my favorite people. He's like one of my role models in life. He is the model person for anyone. Everyone should want to be like Mr. Vineski. He's a great person, nice, open, and the best thing about Mr. Vineski is what you see is what you get. Nothing more, nothing less.
I love Mr. Vineski. He's a great person to work for, and he always tries to make sure that we have input in what's going on. He makes sure he listens to us, and he's a really great person to work for.
Mr. Vineski is great. He's one of the best people I've ever met in my life. He's a true inspiration, and I'm really happy to have been able to play for him this year, and I look forward to playing more years with him.
I think Mr. Vineski is a wonderful teacher. He has done a combination of making us laugh, making us feel inspired, making us just feel better about band. I know that this year, coming into it, I thought this is my last year. 6 years of marching band is enough. But then I realized it is what I do, and I'm glad to be here. And Mr. Vineski has really made that happen.
I think he's a great guy. He does so much for this band. His whole life is music. He's just a great guy. I love him to death. He's the greatest instructor I've ever had.
Well, personally, he comes across as a whiner to me, but honestly, probably one of the nicest guys I know, and an excellent director of the Marching Pride.
I really like Mr. Vineski. I like the way he runs the band. He's a great guy to work with. Runs the band very well. Knows all he needs to know about running the marching band. He would probably disagree with that, but I think he does.
Love Mr. Vineski. He's awesome.
He's a really great teacher, and he keeps the morale going and everything. And we love Mr. Vineski. He's awesome.
Mr. Vineski's everything that a music educator should be. Very well-rounded, very good educator.
He's quality entertainment. He's a great teacher. It's always pretty funny when he's up here. He always got some fun stuff to say.
Mr. Vineski's the kind of guy that I want to do better for, just because the quality of character he has. He's one of those guys that I would want to spend time with outside of marching band, because he's a good person.
Mr. Vineski, he's really cool. I think anybody who wants to join this band should just do it for him, because he's easy to work with, he's friendly, he's nice, and if you need any help, he'll help you out.
I think Mr. Vineski is one of the greatest guys that I know. He's a great professor, teacher, whatever, director. He's given us a lot of help throughout the year, and he's just been a wonderful person to talk to.
Mr. Vineski's my hero, and that's really all I have to say.
I think Mr. Vineski's probably terrified to hear some of the answers you'll get to that question. But nah, he's all right.
Energy level on that concrete patio, we call it the patio, the energy level on Saturday was outstanding. And I don't know exactly what to attribute that to. The weather certainly helped. There was a nice gathering of people around us. That helped. I think the sequencing of things, the sequencing of literature, as we're marching through the campus, I often try to sequence things. Okay, what are we going to play? What time is it? Okay, how much time do we need after we play to kind of relax before we run on? And I try to sequence things. And the way it worked out on Saturday was it's like we got the whole West Side Story show in sequence the right way. and the energy level was very high, and it's typically that way on the porch with the Marching Pride. We have a rather unique role to play as part of the festivities on any given game day Saturday here. We're part of the show, and we have to keep that in mind. And I've been talking to leadership for a year and a half now about defining ourselves. Who are we? What are we supposed to do? What is the Marching Pride? Is there entertainment in value in the Marching Pride? Should there be? Should we be entertaining to our crowd? Is there a certain artistic level we have to commit to in order to keep our membership edified? The answer to both those questions is yes. And striking the balance, I think, lies within picking the right music to play that is both entertaining and educationally valid, and allows us the opportunity to not only entertain and be artistic. I tell this story multiple times this year, and one of the administrators over at the athletic department came to me during camp and was very enthusiastic about the band and very heartfelt and how things going in camp, blah, blah, blah. And boy, the band sounds good, John, and all this stuff, and made the statement, you know, you guys are always so perfect. She meant that. That wasn't a cut down or anything. You guys are always so perfect. All we really want you to be is loud. And she had no idea what she was saying exactly, and I don't think she was really saying all she wants us to be loud, but she wants us, the band, to reach out and really pull the crowd in. And I thought we saw an example of that on Saturday. When that band turned, and well, certainly during the America sequence, there was excitement there, and the crowd was drawn in. And when that band hit that block in that Tonight drill, Ken's Tonight drill, so effectively designed, and turned and played that big maestoso section, the crowd reacted. And it's not ironic that it was the loudest portion of the show that got the loudest, most powerful section of the show that got the crowd into it. So thinking along those lines, the quality of the literature that we perform, the quality of the arrangements, no matter what the tune happens to be. It could be a rock and roll tune, but the quality of the arrangement to edify our musicians who are wearing the uniform and marching and playing their instruments and twirling and dancing, and to do that as well as entertain our crowd. I mean, it's thinking about next year. My thought process leads me to continually try to find literature to do that with.
the largest act of terrorism against our great country. In response, your marching pride will perform a collection of patriotic music this evening, and we ask for your participation in singing. Would you now please rise and join us in our playing and your singing of our national anthem?
42, Antoine Davis. YSU will get the ball offensively. First down. Gain of 1. Second down at 9. Ball now at midfield. Giving Western Illinois first down and 10 on their own numbers. Good start up Daniel. Back from behind by number 29 and 2 Second down and 9 for the Leathernecks from the YSU 17. Western Illinois, ball now sitting on the YSU 22.
there's a special place in heaven for people who do marching band. And I really meant that. Probably over the course of the last 15 weeks, you've performed for over 100,000 people. I've been a conductor for 23 years. In all the indoor concerts which I've given, I haven't gotten close to that. It takes a lot of special energy, time, and commitment for you to do what you do. And I know that I'm not out there every day, but my heart is with you. I love watching the band. I was incredibly enamored with the quality of music and marching that you did over the course of the season. And I told somebody earlier today, I'm a big George Bush fan, whether you are or not. One of my great admiring traits that I see in him is that he knows that he's responsible for what he does. And John Vineski is responsible for what he does. He took what I thought was probably the youngest band that we've had since I've been here in a long time and did an absolutely outstanding job with you. And he is a great person. Jason was right on the money. He's a wonderful human being, a great musician, a great teacher, but most of all, he cares a lot. Thanks so much, ladies and gentlemen. Good job, and John, congratulations. Good night.
Guys, everyone in here means so much to me. You guys give so much of your time and energy to make this organization great. And when I first came here, my freshman year here, I can remember, this was the ensemble that I was in, and it was the best experience of my life. I was around tons of people who, regardless of whether they were music majors or not, who really, really cared about making music, and who really cared about each other. Being a performer, you don't get that all the time. You can sit next to someone and they can really not care about, their music. And you physically and mentally project how you feel every time you go on the field. And for me to stand in front of you, it's amazing. Because the sounds that I hear and all of the emotions that are coming out of every one of you guys is just overwhelming. And I love you guys for that. And everyone in this band I consider my great friends, just because the time that we spent with each other. This isn't it, guys. This isn't it. Continue to take what you learned in band and marching band. Let it be the guide for what you do in your life, because you will never be as close to people as you are with the people who you're sitting around right now. These are your closest friends. You'll always remember these people for forever. You'll never forget them. To be honest, I wasn't going to do marching band again. I said, man, I had a great time last year. I don't want to ruin it. To be honest, I'm like, I had a great time. I don't know if I want to do that again. Mr. Vineski didn't say anything to me. I think he just knew I was going to talk to him anyway, so he just didn't say anything. And he sat behind, watched me walk past his door in front of these drum major auditions 3 or 4 times and didn't open his mouth about it. And he just, I signed my name. He didn't say anything. He's like, oh yeah, Jason, I see you up there. Yeah. And I'm like, I didn't say anything. I just walked by, And we don't give enough credit. Mr. Vineski, we owe him so much, because we are. We are unbelievably lucky. The first time I met Mr. Vineski, the first time I met him, I played the concerto for the band. It's the first time I really ever talked to him. And I knew that he would be a great person for this university, because his attitude about things and what he brings to everyone in the ensemble. Mr. Vineski, he has this persona that when I grow up, I don't want to make you older than what you are. When I grow up, I want to be just like Mr. Vineski. He gets his point across. I've never, we put up with a lot of crap every day. We put up with a lot of crap. A lot of crap every day. lot of crap every day. Not once have I seen Mr. Vineski lose his cool or completely go outside of the good-natured person that he is. And I respect that so much. And that's the person that I want to be. A respectable human being who really, really cares about the people who they deal with every day. And who come, no matter, regardless of how he feels every day, he comes there at 1 o'clock smiling, ready to deal with every one of you guys with open arms. And that is unbelievably commendable as far as he's concerned, because that's just being an overall great person. And we are unbelievably lucky to have someone like that with us. So I think he deserves another Don't hype him up too much. Don't hype him up too much. He'll get a big head up to the bad. Well, guys, this is it for me, and I love every one of you. I'm going to miss everyone here dearly. I mean, Youngstown State University has been a big part of my life. Before I came to this college here, I've pretty much been here for maybe about 9 years. I took lessons when I was in high school, starting in 10th grade. I was here all the time, and now I'm here, and now I'm leaving, and you guys have made my life. You've made Jason who he is today, and I love you guys for that. And continue to be the great, hard-working people that you are, and everything that you want in your life will happen for you. Have a good night, guys.
Rehearsal started 1 minute and 17 seconds ago. Let's move.
We'll win for YSU.
on.
had a whole lot better time. We've been able to, I mean, I don't like to get all sugary about this, but we've been able to bond a little bit more as a group. And it's been a really special occasion for that. I think that the fact that we had the opportunity this year to gather in a formal setting with the banquet helped. I think the fact that also that we've had a little more time within the confines of our week, the same amount of hours, but configured differently. But we have 2 hours, 2 times a week. That's a pretty good chunk of time, and I think that's helped as well. It has allowed our progress to be steady and efficient, and it's allowed us to get to know each other a little bit better. my best to everyone. I mean, I have nothing but the best wishes for everybody that's leaving us. They have served this organization probably beyond any level they could possibly imagine, just by the fact that they're here. We've gone through some times over the last number of years where it's been easy not to be here, yet they've come back and they've served in leadership roles. They may not have been labeled a section leader or a drum major or a staff member, but every one of our seniors has held an extremely important leadership role in this ensemble, and I wish them nothing but the best, and I thank them for their service and their talent and their willingness to be a part of something that I think is really special.